Hey, what's up? It's me, Downweeb here, back with What If Goku Had Kurama Part 3. If you guys have not already, please make sure to check out the previous parts of the series, as well as like those videos, comment down below what you thought of this video, and subscribe to my channel for more videos from me just like this, as well as other anime videos in general. We are almost at 10,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. It means a lot to me, and I'm really excited to try and push that goal. So I do hope that everyone enjoys the video, and let's just get right into it. Let's just get right back into where we were at last time with Bulma, Goku, and Oolong entering into Monster Carrot's hometown with Yamcha on the hot pursuit of the Dragon Balls. At first, Goku, Bulma, and Oolong would seem oblivious to the attention that Bulma's getting while walking around in town, with Bulma obviously wearing the suit of the Monster Carrot Gang's logo, or IP of being referred to as a rabbit. Bulma's obliviousness would only last for a while, though, as after she'd had several people attempt to give her their wallets with her just walking by, trying to get the gas for their car, this gas station that they're at, two Monster Carrot mobsters would come in as the townspeople would clear out, thinking that this was going to be some sort of gang meeting, with the two mobsters hitting on Bulma, while Goku's standing there and asking who the kid was. Bulma, of course, would begin blushing and acting like she normally was in Dragon Ball, since her entire mission was so that she could get a boyfriend by using the Dragon Balls. Anyway, Bulma would then not take too kindly to these monster mobsters trying to go after her, even though she is lovely, as she would tell them. This would kind of annoy them, with them trying to pull out guns and threaten Bulma that if she didn't want to do anything with them, then she probably should get out of town or die. Goku wouldn't take too kindly to this, however, as he tells the two of them to point their guns away from his friend, with the two of them then attempting to shoot at Goku, with Goku using his power pull and slapping the bullets away easily, which would make the two guys freak out, as anyone would. At this point, Yamcha would still be watching from the sidelines in case he had to jump in to protect Bulma, since Yamcha and Bulma was the ship at the time. So, before Toriyama decided, nah, screw that. Anyway, Bulma and Goku would, after defeating the two mobsters from the Monster Carrots, the two mobsters would then decide to go back and report to their boss about what happened. Bulma, Goku, and Oolong would try to be getting out of town at this point when Monster Carrot and his gang would intercept Goku on his way out. With Goku now watching as he turns Bulma into a carrot, this would piss Goku off, and in this timeline, he would not need Yamcha's help to defeat these guys, as the rage of seeing his friend turn into a carrot and being threatened to be eaten alive would cause Goku to access into Kurama's chi. With him and Kurama syncing up, Goku would unlock the one-tail state, as his body allows it to flow through his entire being, with him now having a tail of red energy covering him, as his eyes become red with black slit-like pupils, his nails become long and claw-like like that of an animal's, his hair begin to flow over his head as it begins to sharpen and raise behind him and becomes more spiky, like similar to how it would look in Super Saiyan, of course, but not blonde, from Kurama and his chi combining. With Goku now in one-tail state, his tail will then begin to puff out as it becomes more like a fox, his fur now changing to an orange-like color, and his tail being sharper in appearance. Goku would open his mouth, revealing his sharp fangs of his 4 teeth, with his canines having now sharpened out just to look more like Kurama's. Kurama would tell Goku that they have to save Bulma, with Goku would nod, saying he had the same idea to Kurama, with Goku asking Kurama if they can try that technique, with Kurama asking if he's sure. Goku would nod. Goku would put one hand out, his right one, as he then takes his left hand and focuses it by crunching it around his wrist, wrapping it around it. Goku would close his eyes as he's waiting for Monster Carrot to attack, using his senses that have now been increased by Kurama and his chi to realize that Monster Carrot's moved. With Monster Carrot just needing to get one touch on Goku, Goku won't be able to use his techniques that with physical combat. If he gets touched, then he's done. With Goku having to use the power pull or this. Goku would then concentrate his chi along with Kurama's as he creates the Bijou Bomb. Kurama would have an innate knowledge on how to use it, just like the other tailed beasts in the original Naruto know how to use it, with Kurama and Goku this being their first attempt of them trying it, with Kurama having told Goku about it. By focusing his chi into the palm of his hand, and Goku being an extremely quick learner and an adaptive fighter, the Bijou Bomb would begin to form in Goku's hand, of course a much smaller version. The black and red energy would now form into a ball, as Goku would then pull it back behind him as he tells Monster Carrot he's through. With Goku's immense speed, he would rush Monster Carrot as he thrusts the Bijou Bomb directly into his chest, causing an explosion as Monster Carrot sent flying into the sky. Goku at this point would then plant his power pole into the ground and do what he did in the original Dragon Ball, flying all the way up with his power pole to the moon and putting Monster Carrot and his two goons up there with each other. Yamcha, having watched this, would now recognize something about Goku's what he thought would be his ki, but is actually chi, the unique energy of ki and chakra being mixed together. What is that energy, Yamcha would wonder, as he remembers himself as a young child and something on the news about some great beasts of destruction being fought by martial artists at the World Martial Arts Tournament, with him seeing an old man use some technique before all of them disappeared on screen. Yamcha would remember those monsters from back then. There were 9 of them, right? He would think, whatever happened to those? They never talked about it. The story was taken off of the news. He would wonder about this for a while before realizing and snapping back to reality that he has to get out of there. As Goku returns back to Earth, and Bulma is now untransformed from a carrot, with Bulma thanking Goku for saving her, and Goku being, of course, courteous and telling Bulma it was no problem at all, with Bulma, Goku, and Oolong continuing on their way, impressed with Goku's raw strength and speed, as well as that new technique he had just showed off. Yamcha especially would be terrified by that explosion as he saw that dark ball of energy just slam into Monster Carrot. With Goku now on the way of his friends to now Fire Mountain, where the next signal for the Dragon Ball closest to them was, the trio, plus Yamcha secretly and Puar, would now be heading towards the land of the Ox King. The Ox King was known as a feared warrior throughout the land and would kill anyone who came onto his lands. With Goku and especially Bulma and Oolong being afraid of what might happen to them, Goku would steal his nerves as he tells them that they still have to go forward and collect all the Dragon Balls, with Bulma agreeing as the 3 plus Yamcha and Puar will then continue onward as they head towards Fire Mountain. With Goku now on his way, Goku would be riding his flying Nimbus as he talks to Kurama, asking him if he thinks that he and Goku himself could be able to take down this Ox King guy. Kurama would be unsure, as he tells Goku that if this guy is as strong as everyone says he is, they might even have a tough time together. Goku would nod, telling Kurama, his best friend, that the two of them gotta stay sharp, with Kurama and Goku giving each other a fist bump inside the seal. As Goku would arrive towards at Fire Mountain, they'd be walking around to find that the entire mountain itself was covered in flames. With the Ox King having set the fire himself, unknowingly to them, they'd be wandering around wondering how they would be able to get up over the fire and actually get the Dragon Ball. With Goku offering the idea of him using his flying Nimbus and climbing up there, Bulma would tell him and ask him if he's crazy, explaining how the heat would rise up from the flames and cook him alive as he's trying to get in there. Goku would be frustrated as they'd just gotten there and they're already giving up. What are they going to do, he would think. Suddenly, we would see an axe be swung towards Goku's head. With Goku's extreme senses, however, he would dodge underneath the axe as he then uses his power pole and swipes at the person's leg. This massive trunk of a leg would get slammed into by the power pole, as we hear grunting as the Ox King, with his iron helmet with horns sticking out of it, would have arrived. Yamcha and Puar would have arrived by this point and would be watching in horror as the Ox King seemingly is about to rip Goku's head off. Suddenly from behind the Ox King, a giant crash would occur, as behind the Ox King there standing is the Four Tails, Son Goku. With this being the same name as Goku himself, Goku would see this massive monkey with 4 tails and red fur, as Goku would be shocked, with him thinking, along with Kurama, who would actually recognize his comrade. Kurama would ask Goku if he could speak through him for a moment, with Kurama then accessing Goku as his eyes change red and his now mouth would extend with his whiskers growing darker black now, instead of being almost invisible. "Is that you, son?" he would ask, with Kurama now out talking to the Four Tails. The Four Tails would recognize Kurama from his ki, or, well, now chi, and chakra, which had now been mixed together with Goku's. "Who's the kid? Wait, Kurama, the Ninetails? What are you doing here?" The Four Tails would be thinking, as he hadn't seen any of the other tailed beasts in absolutely years. Before anything else can happen, though, the Ox King would swing another swipe towards Goku, who's inhabited by Kurama's body right now. Kurama would grab the axe with his hand as he breaks it with one fell swoop. The Ox King would be shocked as Kurama would then get onto the flying Nimbus. This would be when the Ox King recognizes the Nimbus and asks where he found that cloud. Kurama would then swap with Goku again as Goku tells him he got it from an old man, calling himself the Turtle Hermit. This would be when the Ox King would be surprised and extremely happy as he tells him that he had actually been looking and needed the help from his old master, Master Roshi. Goku would then ask what's going on with the giant monkey, with Son Goku, the tailed beast, not actually Goku, the Goku from the show, has notices Goku's tail, mentioning that it looks a lot like his own. Goku would smile, saying yeah, as he then asks how he got so many tails. Goku would introduce himself, saying that his name is Son Goku, with Son Goku, the tailed beast, now saying, wait a minute, that's his name. The two would argue about it for a while before Goku would then realize that they both have the same name, thinking that was really cool. The tailed beast would be a bit shocked about this, with Kurama then using his mental connection in the tailed beast to talk to Son Goku, the Four Tails, as he tells him that this kid is actually his best friend and was the first human that he had actually become friends with, is what Kurama would have told him, with Kurama explaining how he had saved Goku as a young child because he was going to die. Kurama and now the Four Tails would have now caught up by this point, with the Ox King explaining to Goku about what he had been looking for, and how he had set his mountain on fire trying to protect it from intruders from stealing his treasure. Goku would ask if there was any way that he could help out, with him saying that unless Goku knows a way he could put the flames out, but then they have to find Master Roshi who should be able to take out the mountain's fires with the Banshu fan. Goku would nod and tell him that if he can do that, he would like to ask if he could take one small thing, the Dragon Ball that's inside the Ox King's palace. He would talk about the Dragon Balls, how he and his friends were collecting them, with the Ox King accepting this proposal. He would also mention to Goku about Goku perhaps marrying his daughter, but Goku wouldn't know what that is at this point. Goku would then fly off in his flying Nimbus as he tells the Ox King that he'll go find his daughter Chi-Chi, and as well as go meet up with the Turtle Hermit to go and get the Banshu fan to help take the flames out. With Goku now on the flying Nimbus heading towards where the Ox King had last sent off with Chi-Chi, Goku would suddenly see a small girl in the distance from way up high on the horizon. This would of course be Chi-Chi, who had been knocked out by Yamcha, who was now looking around as she had finally recovered from being knocked out, and was wondering where that guy went who said he had loved her. For those who don't know, Yamcha was basically messing around with Chi-Chi, the Ox King's daughter, as he was trying to recover and use it as an opportunity to try and get better at talking to women, which, if you wouldn't know, Yamcha has a weakness to talking or even seeing women at this point in the series. Anyhow, Goku would see Chi-Chi, who he would assume would be Chi-Chi, as he takes the picture and looks and compares the two. He would then, using the flying Nimbus, fly down towards Chi-Chi, who would then ask who he is after he would ask if she was the Ox King's daughter. Goku would introduce himself, saying his name was Goku, and that the Ox King had sent him to help Chi-Chi find the Bansho fan. With Chi-Chi then hopping on the cloud by grabbing Goku's tail, inside the seal, both Goku and Kurama would basically yelp in pain as Kurama feels his tails get grabbed at the same time as Goku's. With Goku feeling all of his strength leave his body, as well as Kurama as he falls to the ground, falling off the flying Nimbus, he would tell Chi-Chi to not grab his tail ever again, as every time if someone touches it or even grabs it and pulls on it, that makes him lose all of his strength. Goku would climb back onto the flying Nimbus, with Goku and Chi-Chi heading off at a fast rate of speed. Goku, of course, would pull the same crap he did in the original, where he kicks Chi-Chi to check if she was a girl or a boy. Yeah, that actually happened. And then Chi-Chi pushes him off the cloud, with now Chi-Chi actually beginning to like Goku for some reason. After a while of traveling further on, Goku as well as Chi-Chi have now arrived at Master Roshi's island in the middle of the ocean, where Goku would then land on the Nimbus cloud, as he would then see Master Roshi, with Master Roshi coming out of his house to talk to Goku, seeing that he's come to him. With Goku now on the island along with Chi-Chi, Goku would ask Master Roshi if he has the Bansho fan, as he would explain to him about the huge fire going on Fire Mountain right now, and the Ox King's need for it. With Master Roshi saying the Bansho fan was out at the moment and that he didn't have it with him, he would say he himself would come with instead to Fire Mountain in order to take it out at the fire himself. Master Roshi would summon his flying turtle that he has access to, and he'd begin to spin himself along with Goku and Chi-Chi, who would be on their Nimbus, and so the old man and the two kids would then fly off as they head back towards Fire Mountain together. With Master Roshi arriving himself, the Ox King would be impressed with Goku and tells him he did a good job, with Goku telling him he's sorry he couldn't find the Bancho fan, but he brought Master Roshi instead. Master Roshi would then tell the Ox King to stand back, as well as everyone else. Everyone would be amazed at this point, with Yamcha hiding behind some rocks, as we see Master Roshi begin to buff up in power. His energy's rising, Kurama would tell Goku. Goku would be immediately surprised as Master Roshi buffs out into a super buff old man using his full power. With Master Roshi then begin charging his final attack, the kamehameha. With Master Roshi beginning to charge the attack, he would begin to say the words aloud. Kamehameha. As he then charges all of his ki into the singular point, condensing it into a ball of energy. He would then fire at the mountain to take out the flames. Ha! As he smashes a beam of energy directly into the mountain, a blast of ki would then slam into it, as the fire, along with the entire mountain, would be wiped out. The Ox can be shocked as the entire mountain's gone, with Master Roshi apologizing profusely, with Bulma and Goku being worried about the Dragon Ball. However, it would still appear on the radar, and so Bulma would go along with Oolong onto the mountain's wreckage, where she would begin searching for the Dragon Ball, while Goku would be impressed with this Kamehameha wave, as he would then tell Master Roshi that he has his own attack that's kind of similar to that, as he would then create the Bijou Bomb in his hand using Kurama and his chi. With this, he would then slam it into the ground, causing a massive explosion as well, as he would then ask the Turtle Hammer if he thinks that he could try and make one, with the Turtle Hammer then laughing, saying that was an impressive attack, and telling him that the Kamehameha wave took him 50 years to learn. Goku would then begin to try it, as the Ox King and Master Roshi have now begun talking by this time. Goku would cup his hands as he would then say the same words and begin focusing his energy into his hands. Unlike Ki, which is much harder to control, Chi, which is just a bit weaker than Ki, but however has much more controllability and can be used to make jutsu and Ki attacks, Goku would then begin to form a Kamehameha wave as he makes a condensed ball of energy. Kamehameha! As Goku would then shoot the blast out, destroying the card just like he did in the original. Master Roshi and the Ox King would be shocked, as the Ox King would say that's definitely Gohan's grandson. With Master Roshi being shocked as he realizes that Goku is Gohan's grandson, he would then immediately want to ask something, as he had been the one himself who had helped seal the tailed beast many years ago, so Kurama would recognize Master Roshi from back then as well as now, with Master Roshi now being immediately worried about what happened to Kurama, the nine-tailed fox. Master Roshi would ask Goku if Gohan still keeps around a giant orange fox, with Goku laughing and saying if he means Kurama, with Master Roshi nodding. Goku would then lift up his shirt as he then points down to his belly, and there we would see the seal that Kurama himself had placed on Goku so that he would survive, with him then telling Master Roshi that Kurama told him that when he was a baby, his grandfather had let him fall accidentally into a valley, and Kurama was with them. He jumped down to the valley to save me, he would say, with Master Roshi asking if that's really true, and if Kurama could even speak to him. Goku would swap out with Kurama with his eyes changing red, as Kurama would greet the old man, as he is basically like Hagoromo to him, with Kurama being extremely friendly to Master Roshi, and Master Roshi being happy to see that one of his tailed beasts are still alive and kicking and doing well, with him not having seen all 9 together in absolutely years. Master Roshi would then offer Goku to train with him, so that he, Kurama, and Goku could all work on their martial arts, with Goku saying he still has to help collect all the Dragon Balls. With Master Roshi then going off on his own, Chi-Chi as well as the Ox King would thank Goku for their help, with Chi-Chi asking if Goku will ever come back and think about her. Goku would say maybe, as he, Bulma, and Oolong would then continue on their journey to find and collect the Dragon Balls. If you guys want to see more videos from me, make sure to slap that like button, comment down below your thoughts, subscribe to the channel for more videos from me. We'll be getting into more episodes of This What If, as well as many others, and more videos to come. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.